Alright, we're doing it. Talking about Watchdog Man and how powerful he possibly could be. I've talked about Watchdog Man before, but it's been about over a year since then, so I want to take another look at this guy. Maybe have more of an objective viewpoint this time, rather than just simply hyping him up. And while that is fun, and you know I love doing that, things have changed since then, but let me also say that there's no new developments on this guy. Still, currently, to this day, we have no new information on this guy, rather than what we already know of him from the manga and the anime. Like, unfortunately, that's it. So if you were hoping for some new discoveries on, oh, wow, he's this powerful, no, it hasn't happened yet, and it's probably not going to happen for a while. So Watchdog Man is one of the most hyped and well-received characters in the community, like, easily. And it's just because of the air of mystery and the cool factor, I guess. He doesn't really have a lot of feats, like I was saying. He only really has, like, the one feat against Garo, and then all of the monsters that he slaughtered, and then just the implied strength that he has. But outside of that, there's not much to go off of. So while I am going to be looking at what we actually know and the context of that and what pertains to it, I can only really speculate and just kind of compare him to other things. But yeah, let's do it. So as we know, Watchdog Man is the protector of Q City. I mean, they even go as far as saying he's the deity guardian of that place. And while I don't think it's ever specifically stated that he is the only hero protecting Q City, it's kind of implied that he is. And if that's true, that's pretty significant that there's only one hero needed to protect an entire city. And while I'm sure there's other S-Class heroes that could do that, it's never really shined on the way that it is with Watchdog Man. And Q City is kind of special because it's referred to as a hot zone for monsters, like in number of disasters and the average level of the monster. So we don't outright know, like, the level of these monsters that Watchdog Man has taken down. Like, we never get a disaster level on any of the ones that he's defeated. We can kind of just guess. And as far as the ones that we've seen, they seem to be like wolves and tiger, you know, fodder monster for the most part. Although there could be demons in there, at least in the Monster Association invasion that happens. Possibly, we're just speculating here. But can Watchdog Man take down demon-level monsters? Well, I think that kind of goes without saying, because the Hero Association equates one demon-level monster to one S-Class hero. So it's kind of like a prerequisite of the S-Class heroes to be able to take down a demon level. And also Garo, at least Hero Hunter Garo, is definitely a demon level in his abilities. And we saw what he did to him, which we're going to get into later. So I think that goes to show that, yeah, he could definitely take down demon-level monsters, maybe even high demons by himself. But then that begs the question of, can Watchdog Man take down dragons by himself? And while there is no evidence to support this, in my opinion, I think, sure, why not? I mean, we saw other S-Class heroes take down dragons by themselves, and Watchdog Man has a lot of hype on him, and he is the sole protector of Q City, so I think it's likely that he can and possibly has. I mean, it says that he eliminates every single monster from Q City and he's never lost. So, does that mean that there has been a disaster level dragon in Q City at least once? I mean, maybe, possibly. I mean, I think it would be more unlikely that there has never been a dragon in Q City. Just taking a guess here, but if it's a hot zone, and then for the number of disasters and average level of monsters, there has to be at least one dragon in there, meaning that Watchdog Man has taken him down, likely by himself. So let's briefly go into what makes Watchdog Man so powerful, and it just boils down to his speed, agility, and power. Like, he's just the trifecta of all of those, along with his unorthodox style that he has, which of course represents that of a dog's. But there's also really something special to Watchdog Man, I mean, aside from his crazy superhuman abilities. But if we go back to, like, Season 1, we see Dr. Genus looking at a few of the S-Class heroes on one of his monitors. And the significance of this is that all these S-Class heroes have something special about them. Like, he looks at Pig God, who we know has some kind of unexplainable ability, at least at this point in the story, where he's able to eat almost anything. I mean, even if it's way bigger than him and he can just digest it. Definitely not typical of a human. He sees Darkshine, who has, like, unfair levels of durability and strength. And then he has Metal Bat on there, who has the Fighting Spirit ability, which no one seems to understand at this point, not even Metal Bat himself. And then he has Watchdog Man. So he's grouping Watchdog Man into this group of freaks of nature, meaning, of course, that there is something unexplainably freaky about Watchdog Man. So on top of his crazy physical abilities, he also has enhanced senses, which isn't really typical of the other S-Class heroes, so he has this added bonus to him, because we saw at the S-Class meeting he was able to smell a fart that no one else noticed. And then we see when he encounters Garo, he gives him a sniff, and he's confused as if Garo is a human or a monster. And this is very interesting because we know that there's something special about Garo. Maybe not specifically at this point in the story, but later on it is revealed by Garo that Garo at that point is somewhere between human and monster. So we know that that really is more evident than ever after he recovers from his near-death experience with Royal Ripper. But maybe it's showing us that Watchdog Man was able to catch on to this way before it was ever really apparent to even us, the readers. Meaning that his sense of smell goes beyond what we can just perceive, and maybe it goes into some kind of supernatural realm, possibly. So now let's take a look at his fight with Garo, because this is like the main scaling aspect that we could put on him, other than just his feats of ambiguous monster destruction, along with the hype that the Hero Association puts on him. So yeah, we saw he completely wrecks Garo, unlike really anyone else besides Saitama at this point in the story. And I mean, if you don't know by now, Hero Hunter Garo is no slouch. He's ridiculous. Easily S-Class level. He had even took down 2 S-Class heroes at this point in the story. So he was completely destroyed by Watchdog Man. Like, it was just a one-sided beatdown. Even Garo admits that himself. Garo says his power and speed far surpassed what he imagined, and that he still had more to give, meaning that we still have yet to see like the full potential of Watchdog Man. He completely nullified the Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist, but there's an entirely different reason to that, of course. But still, just us viewing what he's doing, he's countering it just effortlessly, which I think more so has to do with his abilities rather than the disadvantage that Garo was at. So the disadvantage is that Garo isn't used to fighting someone who uses all 4 limbs and the beast style that Watchdog Man has. He says that Bang didn't train him to fight something like that. But, I mean, I know that one states this for a reason. It's not just put out there for a throwaway line. It is showing us that Garo was legitimately at a disadvantage. But does that mean that even if Garo was somehow able to grasp his style better, would he have defeated Watchdog Man? I don't think so. I mean, I think we saw that Watchdog Man was just way too fast and way too powerful for Hero Hunter Garo at this time. Regardless of if he had a better understanding or not, he would have did better. Don't get me wrong, but I still think he would have been defeated. So regardless of the disadvantage, I think at this point it's safe to say that Watchdog Man is already above the S-Class heroes that Garo has defeated, such as Tank Top Master, Metal Bat, and possibly Genos too. So we saw after this fight, Garo had fought Genos, who was at the peak of his power. While Genos did do well against Garo, he did not do as well against him as Watchdog Man. And like I said, that could go back to the disadvantage, but I think it's more so showing us that not even Genos is as fast and powerful as Watchdog Man. Now it's debatable, and there's no real solid evidence to support that Watchdog Man is faster or more powerful than Genos. It's just my personal opinion going off of the context of the series here. And of course, Genos has a way more conventional fighting style than Watchdog Man, therefore Garo has a better understanding of it and is better suited to defend against it rather than in this case with Watchdog Man. But Garo did say that the version of Genos that he fought, EC Genos, post-Goketsu Genos, whatever you want to call him, was as strong as Tank Top Master, and his speed was no joke either. So does that mean that Watchdog Man is as strong as Tank Top Master, or maybe even stronger? I think it's fair to say, possibly, maybe definitely. Don't know about stronger, but he seems to be maybe just as strong as him. I mean, also considering the way that he tears monsters apart. But as for his speed, like I said before, it's really difficult to assess if he is directly faster than EC Genos. He seems to be right up there, but it seems like Garo puts more hype on the speed and abilities of Watchdog Man rather than he does Genos. Like, he straight up says that Watchdog Man is inhuman, in his abilities, and while that is typical of S-Class heroes, I just feel like the hype is more so on Watchdog Man rather than Genos. So yeah, with all of that being said, I think it's safe to say that Watchdog Man is likely within the 10 strongest heroes of the S-Class, at least currently. Like, I can't just say, well, he's number 1 or he's number 3 based off of just all of this speculation. But just off of the feats and everything else, I think, he's definitely top 10. I mean, come on, why not? As for his disaster level, at the minimum, he's got to be a dragon. I mean, come on. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure Watchdog Man is one of the strongest S-Class heroes. And there's a reason why one is keeping him in secret and not using him as much. I mean, also, it's because he wants to use him later on in the story to give the story new life, make it more exciting, using elements that are already existing. I mean, that's a given. But until we do see more of Watchdog Man, we just have to be realistic with him and just place him in a, in a fair level, I'll say. I mean, yeah, if you want to say that he's top 3 or maybe even number 1, that's fine. I can't put him there yet. So that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. Let me know what you think about Watchdog Man. Do you think he's ultra powerful, or is he not so much? Is he kind of overrated? Let me know. And if you liked the video, please give it a like. I also have a Patreon, gives you access to a weekly Q&A video that I do. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day. See you in the next one.